After 3 months of traveling, I finally made my way back home. And not a day has gone by since then where I have not felt grateful for this quiet and beautiful landing space that I have. I longed so intensely for this summer while I was on tour. The light and the warmth, the ripening seeds in the fields, and this soft breeze that makes it all look like an ocean of grass. I longed for the bright nights, these magical, misty evenings, and this hidden world it creates. And I really longed to take some time off and just be irresponsible and adventurous and doing whatever I wanted for a while. This summer was all of that. But what I also didn't expect to be doing was a lot of reconnecting to this land and to plant knowledge and people in my life, and most of all to myself. And that was so needed, but also kind of challenging in the beginning. I got a lot of time by myself in the beginning of this summer because Bendik had to go to Bergen to finish his art commission immediately after we were finished with our tour. For the first time in months, I found myself alone and with a lot of time to think. And I felt almost like I had been hit by a truck. I was really so tired, and it almost feels like I slept the whole first week. For me, it's really important to be alone because I feel like I can connect to myself better and hear my own thoughts way clearer. But I also have to be honest and say that in the beginning of this, I was so tired, and that's when my thoughts are maybe a little bit too loud. So I was struggling a bit with all sorts of insecurities about things like my fiery personality and my weight and my work and yeah, all sorts of things really. Which is something that actually often happens to me if I'm really tired. I think that slowing down also takes some time if we have been through very intense and social periods of work. And that's kind of what it was like for me. Today is the day after summer solstice, so the brightest day of the year has passed. And I'm debating whether or not I want to go out and film tonight. I'm not sure. Usually I go out in Midsummer Nights and just spend the night outside, but I was just so tired And I'm trying to listen to that voice inside of me that's telling me that I'm tired and not like override it with all these projects all the time. So I just went to bed. But maybe tonight I will not be that tired. We will see. Wow, I don't know whose stupid idea it was to go up this mountain at 4 o'clock in the night. And I don't know what I was expecting it to be. But it was so tiring. Ooh. I made it! Woo! This view, it's so beautiful. My dress was so sweaty that I had to just take it off and let it dry for a little while. Even though it takes away a lot of my sleep, there is nothing that makes me feel more energized and present than being out filming in the summer nights. It's like a medicine for my soul whenever I am not feeling my best. The human world, with all its distractions, is sleeping. And as soon as that world goes to sleep, there is this other world that comes to life. Animals coming out of their hiding places and plants releasing a stronger scent. And there's sometimes this strange feeling that this is actually what reality looks like. But we humans have created a world consisting of only human things and humans, and we don't really see this part of reality that well anymore. Sun! That feels good. I forgot to tell you, but there is actually an old grave here. You see this pile of stones? It's an old king's grave, I think, from 1500s, before our time. Like, can you imagine like having your grave here at the top of this hill with this view? Not that you know it when you're dead, but still. And the reason why they think it's belonged to a king or something is because it's in this place, so it must have taken a lot of time to make this grave up here. Hey! Hey, get off my bag. They realized I didn't have food, and so they all left. This summer has been really dry and warm, and it's very low water in the river right now, which is almost a bit scary. But I can still feel the energy of this river, and it feels really mild and almost caring. And there was something about that I really needed, so I spent a lot of time by the river. The low water also makes it possible to explore places in the river that are usually dangerous, like the waterfalls and other places where the current is normally very strong. As the nights grew colder, I started spending time by the river at night as well, because that's when the mist is starting to rise. And there are some of these nights that I will remember for years to come. It's about 3 in the night, and I usually flip around days and nights a little bit in the summer because I want to be able to experience the summer nights. But I just washed my hair and wanted to go to bed. And then I popped my head outside the window and I can see that the mist is rising from the river again. And that means that there's no sleep. So if you want to film in the night or you want to photograph in the night, then just know that if you feel tired, it's normal. But let's go out and see. The mist was rising from the river and it was really thick, so when I was walking down to the river, it felt like I was sort of entering another dimension as I walked into the mist. And when I came down to the river, I looked at the water and I saw something moving in the water that I have never seen before. And I was looking at it for a long time before I realized that it was beavers. And I've actually never seen beavers in the wild before, and it's not necessarily a common thing to see in Norway because they are quite shy. But they were definitely not shy this night, and I think they just accepted me and let me be there among everything else. There is something special that happens at this part of the river when the mist is rising, and I have experienced it before. It's like suddenly so many birds and a lot of fish are jumping, and there is just this feeling like there is a gathering, almost. A secret gathering hidden within the mist. And it was sort of a feeling like I was being invited into a different world that I wasn't really supposed to be in. And I'm sure there were a lot of different spirits there as well that I didn't see, because it definitely felt like something magical was happening. And I felt very grateful that I was allowed to be there. I just want to film everything. And now the sun is coming up and I'm a bit sad because then the mist will probably go away. When the sun rose high in the sky and the mist was lifted, it lifted almost like a veil. And suddenly we were all here in this normal world. But I almost felt like I had been given courage again to face that normal world and not be scared of my own thoughts and reflections anymore. How can I sleep now? Yes, I have to try. So one thing people usually don't tell you about filming at night in the summer like this is that you get so cold and soaking wet from walking in the fields, because they are usually kind of moist from the mist. So I am soaked all the way up to here now, and my feet are like walking in this pile of water. I feel so much inspiration after a night like that. It really feels like I have been coming back from another world and I suddenly have a new perspective on everything. And as soon as my energy and my inspiration started coming back, all of those difficult thoughts that I had been having suddenly felt more like interesting reflections that I was actually able to listen to now. Hello everyone. It's been kind of funny to edit this video because it almost feels like this summer was like divided into two parts. This first part that you're watching was when I was alone here, and it was colder in the night and it was like this mist was rising a lot of the nights and it was very green. But this part of the summer, that is the last weeks, has been more like very dry and very hot, and kind of hot to a point where it's a little bit scary almost. Like, I haven't seen it this dry here. And actually you can see that some of the trees have started to go into like autumn colors. And this is just a reminder that we have a lot of work to do. You know, I talked about in January that I can't really make those New Year's resolutions in the winter because I feel so drained at that point that I just don't really have the energy to start. I think July is more like the month for me when I do that. And also I am born in July, so I think maybe that's why it feels like the year is kind of starting now and not in January. I actually also went to a few houses or like homesteads to see, because they were for sale in this area. And both of them were really nice and really beautiful. and I think they are within our budget. But unfortunately Bendik was not home and he was not able to look at them, and if we can even afford, and we don't even know yet if we can afford it. So they were sold and the opportunity was passed on to someone else, but it was still kind of nice to be thinking those bigger thoughts in a way. I honestly don't really want to leave this house right now. I really love it so much, and I've spent so much energy and time to make this house my own, so I feel like I can't really leave it right now anyways. And one other thing that I have been thinking a lot about is this channel and why I even do this and why I spend so much time doing this, because it really takes a lot of time. And I definitely spend a lot of time on it because it gives me some work, because this is how I build my network in a way. But it's also something that I enjoy a lot, and creating videos about nature makes me be more in tune with nature. And it also hopefully connects other people more to nature, is what I hope at least. The foraging also, the foraging knowledge, I think is important for us to learn, because it's one sort of enjoyable way to learn more about the nature around you. And I think it's so important that we start learning about the details and the small things in nature, because those are the things that we are losing these days. Like, we're losing species, we're losing so many details, and we can't even see it because we have no knowledge about them. And I also believe that the more we know about our nature in like detail, the more we can take care of it in a good way, and also we will love it more, so that we will also take care of it more. And that is one thing, and also just the beautiful nature landscapes and things that I share in my videos are of course also there to inspire people to maybe be out in nature more and try to see it as something that we really need to preserve. And I hope that maybe somehow my channel also kind of inspires you to think differently. If you want to live a different life, then I hope you can see that it's kind of possible to try at least. But still, like, it feels so pointless sometimes. It really feels so pointless. And I just felt like I wasn't reaching people. I felt like maybe it's just weird, like, to be doing this and spending so much time on it. And then I got this letter from one of my patrons, that her name is Teresa, and her daughter Ida is maybe one of my youngest subscribers that I know of, and she had made these drawings for me, and I just really have to show you because these drawings are the best. So this is one with a tiger, and it's because I said that tigers were my favorite animal, and it has these two birds on it as well. And there are the two tigers here, and those are so nice. And yeah, she made some for Bendik as well, and they are all just so beautiful. And I think the tiger one is definitely my favorite. And Teresa also sent me this beautiful pocket. It's a foraging pocket, and she made it out of a pattern that is a very old pattern for pockets that women used to have underneath their dresses to put things in. And she said that she uses it on the outside of her dress, and she also made these prints on it with the plants, and it's so beautiful. I was kind of touched by the whole gift, honestly, and it came at this time where I was just like doubting the point of this, and then I realized that it's like the people that watch is like the whole point of it, and the community, and these beautiful things like these connections that we make. But yeah, so thank you so much, Ida and Teresa. I really love this gift, and it really gave me this reminder that I definitely needed. And wherever you are, I hope that your summer is going well as well. Thank you so much everyone for following along. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. Let your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream.